Okay, hi, welcome back to some more of The Witcher 3. We're gonna get straight into the main mission this time. Last time we went around, we unlocked our mutations. I have been thinking, and I think I do want to get the potion that redistributes your points so I can get at least one mutation. We need to wait a week in order to get the money in the bank because apparently they used it because I thought Geralt was dead. But yeah, I'm excited. Let's play. Striking from behind deals more damage. Enemies can use this. I never realized that enemies can use that tactic against you. That is pretty cool. That is. Okay. Yeah. Oh, look, there's a bear. Should I try killing it? I haven't tried killing a bear in a while. I'm just too good, you know? Too easy. Right, we're meeting Regis Regis? What? We're meeting Regis at Mer Lachaislonge. There's some... Wow, this is pretty. We're meeting him at the cemetery, which is here. Oh no, there's an Algul, or just a ghoul. Oh, an Algul. I'm pretty sure Alguls are the ones that, like, have the spikes. They're a lot harder to fight. What is that? Ew! Okay, my plan didn't work. That was very loud. I thought that it would have worked the same way. Is there another one? I don't like these guys.
I like that silver.
Oh. That one died a lot easier. Here.
Regis!
Damn it. Locked. No way I got the place wrong. This is it. Gotta be another way in around here.
I'm guessing through the cave. Luckily, I didn't go in here first. I was going... Oh, God. I was going to, but... What is... There's a load of new things here. That looks disgusting. Ooh.
Decaying bones. Kikimors must have tunneled into the grave. Kikimors.
Teeth.
Vittles are hunting here.
And what? Ooh, another one. Yikes. I don't know what it's putting on me. Is it the poison?
Kikimor eggs. Need to incinerate these to ash.
Where's Igni? Here we go. Oh, no. That one. Ooh. Ooh.
Some
Ooh.
stench.
Yay! Oh!
Just wonderful.
Oh, wait, my tox...
Hang your head from my son.
Why is my toxicity so full? I'm confused. I don't know what I put on to make it so full, but that was odd.
What now, you piece of filth?
No, it's putting an effect on me. Oh, is it poisoning me? I'm not sure. I think it's poisoning me. Let me put white honey again. I'm gonna put golden oil and then this. Actually, hold on. Let me just meditate because I have nothing now. I'm gonna put on the golden oil again. No. Jump up. No, jump up. You better be able to loot. Yeah. Yay.
There's something here. Need to use the eye. Interesting.
Ooh. A Knight's Oath. Here rests Sir Ramon of Gichon. On my grave you will not find the likeness of the man who once lived. I gave my heart, soul, and body to the knightly craft, and I wish to be remembered as a knight. The symbol of chivalry is a naked sword, and that symbol rests above me. The sword that defended my honor, my friends, and my heart. The sword that was closer to me than a brother. The sword that was never stained by the blood of an innocent man. Let it rest on this stone through the ages. I just picked it up. You know, I'm... well, yeah, anyway. Oh. There he
Great to meet a
is.
vampire at a cemetery. How much more cliché can you get?
Nothing comes readily to mind.
Could have left the door unlatched.
What of my privacy? I value it rather deeply.
You wanted me to
Unmolested,
meet
especially
you.
by unwanted guests, that's my preferred state. Besides, I knew you'd find a way to get in.
True enough. Need to find your friend. I'm hoping you'll agree to help.
I shall do whatever's in my power. Yet what you want or even need must matter little. What matters is what Dettlaff wants. If he does not wish to be found, you will not find him. Ever. End of story.
Come on. Gotta be some way.
Vampires can evade detection by the senses, and no divination magic works on us. Even the most precise megascope would be useless.
And this? Could this help?
Wherever did you get that?
Off one of the beast's victims, found by
Oh,
a bend in the
the
river.
hand.
Body was chopped in pieces. 3 of those pieces were hands. Hand with the ring seemed the odd one out, but Bruxa had taken an interest in it.
The wig girl was just looking at him.
It's Dettlaff's hand, without a doubt. It will do splendidly.
The hand. What do you plan to do with it?
You've heard of Kovinaris' theory of tissue memory retention.
Rings a distant bell.
Ooh.
Read about it in Alchemia Oblitera. There's a copy at Kaer tattered, nearly disintegrated. But if memory serves, Kovinaris never managed to prove it worked.
He did prove it, just never managed to publish his findings. He and I corresponded, you see, after we became friends. Thus, I know he completed his research and performed the first tests. It's complicated, so without delving into details, it is possible to use any piece of tissue to reconstruct what a whole body experienced.
How's it work? We need any special equipment?
We must brew a decoction which
Does that not
Kovinaris gave a
create
rather
like
poetic
2 of
name,
them then?
resonance.
Don't think we want
Once
to do that.
imbibed, it sends one into a trance similar to that induced by narcotics. This triggers visions of events linked to strong emotions experienced by the tissue's owner. Picture it as dreaming a fragment of someone's life.
Any chance we might see what Dettlaff was doing just before he lost his hand?
Indeed. Though I also hope resonance will reveal the location of Dettlaff's hideout.
Ring's pretty intriguing. Made of no metal I've ever seen. And the ornamentation.
It comes from our home, where we lived before the conjunction of spheres. It's actually mine.
Aww.
I received it from a dear old friend. You might call him a humanist. He saw us vampires as guests here, guests who owe their hosts, meaning you humans and the elder races, respect.
Respect? Meaning not to treat us like cattle to be slaughtered for food?
Precisely. And the reason why I in turn gave it to Dettlaff. To remind him of the ideals my old friend championed.
Can't you just summon Dettlaff? You're both hired vampires, there's gotta be a way.
If I'm to be entirely candid, there is indeed one. But believe me, we will be better off never availing ourselves of it. It is a last resort. Absolutely.
Last resort?
Why?
Hell, why?
There is a being who can summon Dettlaff. Possesses the authority, even the power, to force him to appear in a given place. But the very act of contacting this being, well, it's akin to walking a slack line extended over a chasm filled with molten lava. An exercise as perilous to me as it would be to you. A risk I'm unwilling to take. I beg you, let's do it my way. It will be both quicker and easier.
What about in the long run?
Kovinaris spent half his life proving his theory. Wild guess. Making a dose of resonance won't be easy.
You guessed correctly. In addition to Dettlaff's tissue, we shall need a powerful occipital lobe stimulant. Effectively a poison, to make one susceptible to visions.
Well, got a few ingredients to choose from. Unfortunately, all are pretty rare. There's Mamoon glands, but closest ones I know of are in Vizima. A spotted white saliva would also serve, but they were cold to extinction over a century ago. Could go with a kobold's eyes, but the creatures are sentient. Rather not gouge one's eyes out.
Given that we lack the time to sleuth this out ourselves, permit me to summon some help.
From who? We're not gonna put the hand in a safe space. Oh! Oh! Okay. Oh. Oh. A mage? Or are we summoning a spirit? We are in a cemetery. That's scary.
What was that?
A raven? Rather a common sight at this latitude. Very intelligent fowl. I asked him to look for the creatures you mentioned. Him and his brethren. Perhaps they'll find one in the area, and I would hazard that a flock of ravens will spy any said creature faster than a solitary witcher would. With all due respect to your skills, my friend. It will take them some time, nonetheless, so perhaps you'd care for a snifter of mandrake.
Rarely say no to a snifter.
Sadly, this is but a weak infusion rather than a proper distillate.
Even better. I remember your mandrake hooch. Made people say
I think
things they'd
I
have
have
rather
some
kept to
in
themselves.
my inventory.
Now, what could Geralt of Rivia prefer to keep to himself?
So, think you've set a nice little trap for me? Sorry. Want to get me to confess? Gonna have to try harder.
I love a challenge. In that case, my ears are cocked. What must I do?
How about you get the ball rolling? Reveal one of your secrets. Vampires, intriguing creatures, must lead fascinating lives.
Anything in particular interest you?
Ooh. Ooh.
Gotta ask you the big question. One everyone wonders about. What happens after death?
You wish me to tell you if the human belief in the gods is well founded? Well, that I do not know. We vampires differ exceedingly from you humans. Our matter, that of which we are composed, can exist without form. We require neither a heart, nor a brain, nor air to breathe.
But were you dead?
As humans understand death, yes.
Feel anything? Understand anything?
It's rather hard to explain. I felt something very unsettling. Something I cannot even name, for I did no reasoning. Only after rebirth did I begin to understand that what I had felt was cold and unimaginable fear.
So he
If not
died
for
and
Dettlaff,
then
I might have
was
drowned in an
turned?
eternity of icy terror.
Or he's always been a vampire. That's something I don't
Can't
really
have been
understand.
alive then. Sheesh, experience like that must be vicious.
Indeed, it's hard to compare to anything I know. Yet you are aware we don't see death as you do. The way you cling to life, we find it entirely peculiar. You are mortals, ergo it's a foregone conclusion. You will die. It's but a question of time. Thus, I often find myself wondering why you try so very hard. To die at 20 years, 40, even 100, what's the difference? They're all but the blink of an eye.
Depends on your point of view. Man who's got 1,000,000 crowns to spend can't possibly understand one who's only got 20.
Very true. One's outlook can indeed change much.
That was intense.
Curious what you did after you were reborn.
As I'm sure you can surmise, but first I was thoroughly absorbed with recovering. As it is, I've still not recovered completely. Yet I was so weak the first year that I could not stand nor move on my own. Dettlaff bore my weakness bravely, showed great patience. If not for him, I wouldn't be here, and I'd have regenerated far slower.
So I think because
Once I could at last stand unassisted, I set off for
vampires
Bruges,
are
for my
immortal.
one-time home of Dillingen.
They don't die, they
There I led
regenerate.
the peaceful life of a rural healer and surgeon, enjoying my neighbours' respect and, in fact, constituting the exact opposite of the monstrous vampire the populace imagines.
Bruges, you say?
He became
Both
Carlisle.
neat and sentimental?
Perhaps a dash. But what of you? Where have you been? Ever find your Cyrilla?
My Siri.
Back then, yeah. But we parted again soon after. And when the time was ripe, she came back. Defeated the Wild Hunt together.
Seems I certainly missed quite a bit while I was absent.
I'm guessing that
True
changes
But
whereabouts
it's a
you
conversation we'll have another time.
play the DLC.
Need to know more about you now. Got a new life, new body. That give you a new start? Blank slate?
Starting all anew is a very broad concept. What exactly do you mean?
Your blood addiction, say. Wondering if your body's the same, if it still remembers. Maybe if you drank now, you wouldn't get hooked.
All addictions are a form of slavery. Re-addiction's not a risk I'm willing to take, just to test a hypothesis about corporeal regeneration and whether propensities carry over.
Fair enough. Curiosity, that's all. Sorry.
Not to worry, Geralt. Curiosity is a natural reaction under the circumstances, apart from which I've always valued that trait in you.
Oh, I love them.
Always fascinated me the way vampires can regenerate. A hand growing back is one thing, but Dettlaff recreating you out of a wet smear? Something else
That
entirely.
is crazy.
A difficult and laborious process, but one that's possible, as my presence proves. But I've heard you too had quite the adventure. They say you lost your memory.
Good old amnesia.
For a bit, but Triss helped me get it back. Actually, pretty damn lucky I only had amnesia.
Yes, you humans are rather buggered in those terms. To strip you of life is, well, it's just plain easy. I've always pitied you in that regard. We vampires are much harder nuts to crack. If a member of another race kills one of us, we can be reborn with a living higher vampire's help. However, if one of our own strikes the deadly blow, death is permanent. There can be no rebirth. One of the chief reasons why vampires long ago swore never to fight one another.
Is this DLC gonna end with Regis killing Dettlaff?
All right, give you one question. What do you want to know?
One question to ask one as fascinating as you, Geralt. Cruel parsimony, I'd say, but I shall do my best to make it count. If you were to die and be reborn as I was, in your new life, would you choose to be a witcher?
That's an interesting question. I think he would be. I don't know. I mean, comparing it to... Who's the younger one? I always forget his name. What is his name? Oh, his name's gone out of my head. But the one that we had... The young one. The youngest one. I don't think he would. Oh, definitely he wouldn't. Like, he didn't even want to be a witcher to begin with. He feels like he's trapped. He doesn't like it. Geralt, I don't think I've ever had the sort of feeling that he wouldn't. That he doesn't like being a witcher. I know he does it a lot for the money, but I feel like he genuinely likes helping people in whatever way he can. But I think then about his relationship with Triss and his relationship with Yennefer and his relationship with Shani, and that obviously him and Yennefer are in a constant on and off relationship. I like to think now that they're kind of drawn apart by the djinn, that they're pretty much locked in. Shani, he couldn't do it. Well, I mean, he could do it. It was a plain old excuse. Oh, I can't be with you because I'm tied. Like, Homeboy is not tied anywhere. He can go wherever and he can find contracts and he'll get paid. I'm gonna say yeah.
See, Regis. Doubt I'd know how to be anything else.
Ever tried?
See, you're determined to get an answer, to find out if I like being a witcher. Just refuse to ask directly, as always. I like being on the path. I like picking up a lead, a trail. I like the tension right before a fight. And nothing gets my adrenaline flowing like battling a beast. Even gotten used to people treating me like a freak, an outcast. Yeah, not something I think about much. But I like being a witcher.
See, all of that makes
Thank you for
perfect
being honest.
sense to me.
Honesty is an attribute of the truly brave, and thus a privilege of the very few.
Still no sign of your winged friend. Sure it understood what you wanted?
Dead certain. Let's wait a bit longer. It'll return soon, don't doubt that for a moment.
Dead certain is crazy. So they can be killed in a sense, but like regenerated. If it's by someone else, but if it's by another vampire, then that's it.
Ever
That's good to
vigilant,
know.
even in his sleep. Quite vampire-like, in fact. Are you absolutely certain they don't administer a few of our genes during the trial of the grasses?
Appreciate the compliment. Got something for me?
You were right. No kobolds or mamoons for miles around.
Knew it.
Allow me to finish. You see, there's this spotted wight. It haunts an abandoned residence in the Caraberta woods.
Impossible. My brethren hunted down every last spotted wight before I was born.
Then it seems you must revise your knowledge of spotted wights. For somehow this one managed to survive your brethren's onslaught. It seems I know this home it haunts.
I guess we have to
Call
go
a
finish
tale
the job.
about it. Locals
Two
believe
birds,
the
one
place
stone.
cursed.
Get it?
Perhaps that's
It's
how
like
the wight
ravens.
survived entirely unmolested.
Know anything else about this curse?
I don't recall much in particular. Really don't attach much importance to such things. It was mentioned to me as an anecdote, no more.
Come on, search your memory. Something, anything could be important.
I believe it had a relation to hunger, or perhaps greed, rapacity. Someone was punished for something.
Textbook definition of a curse, pretty much.
Sorry, Geralt, I try not to clutter my mind with the details of every far-fetched tale I happen to hear. What are your thoughts?
A specimen of a species thought long extinct, and a curse, in one place. That a coincidence, or are they related?
Ah, professional curiosity. Personally, I've nothing against you delving into this dilemma, but please remember we need the Wight's saliva. Nothing beyond that.
That's all we need, really. I guess we're not killing it then.
Wights
by
rarely
me.
appear in the woods, even less likely to find them in abandoned human homes. They inhabit remote wildernesses, old abandoned cemeteries.
What's your point?
This might not be a spotted wight after all. Your little helper might have made a mistake.
I sincerely doubt it. Ravens are devilishly intelligent creatures, and they've highly developed observational skills.
What exactly did they observe?
The area around the estate, it's covered in spoons.
Spoons?
Spare me the skeptical smile. I'm but the bearer of this news. Or perhaps this
Like-
spotted wight is a hoarder. Or the spoons are somehow related to the curse.
Like a spoon? Spoon? Like cutlery?
Let's do this. Start making your decoction while I go get some saliva from that wight. Uses it in its brews.
Do you imagine the wight will simply sell you some?
Worst case scenario, I'll bring you its salivary glands. They ought to do as well.
For a moment there, I imagined you asking the wight to spit into a vial. Quite amusing as a thought, but the salivary glands will do fine indeed.
Surely we have to kill it to get
So,
those though.
see you later.
Yes, till later. I shall start by perusing some tomes.
Tomes? Thought you were gonna make this decoction.
We require one last ingredient. Alas, obtaining it could prove a trifle toilsome. Thus, I hope to identify a suitable alternative.
All right. Good luck.
And to you, my friend.
He's so pale in like daylight. Okay. Read the bestiary to learn more about them. Spotted wights. The best defense against spotted wights, stay calm and leave them alone. Spotted wights were a subspecies of wight which the witches drove to extinction. They were larger than their unspotted kin and owed their names to their numerous splotches and effusions. Spotted wights would most often dwell in derelict cemeteries and empty wildernesses, yet at times took to living in abandoned human domiciles. There they would indulge in their greatest passion, creating brews from their own emissions. When not disturbed, spotted wights would not act aggressively. If threatened, however, they became very dangerous indeed. In the colder months or when faced with an unseasonable chill, they would slip into a state of lethargy, making them easy targets. Even during their active periods, it is said that witches found a surefire way of besting them. Based around careful casting of the Arden sign, or at least so claims the Witcher lore, they are vulnerable against necrophage oil, igni, and Arden. Okay, and then this is just like the normal species of wights. My face is itchy. They say the dead lie quiet. I don't know about the dead, but wights certainly do. Though wights are ghastly and threatening in appearance, one should not approach them with sword drawn or attack them unprovoked. Left alone, they present no serious danger to anyone and are far more interested in mixing noxious brews and cauldrons than in fighting. This species mainly lives around ancient burial sites, though they have also been spotted near more recently founded cemeteries and wherever mass graves can be found. Wights spend the winter months in a state of lethargy, very similar to human sleep. They live strictly solitary lives. In fact, it is practically unheard of for these creatures to appear in groups. Yet when they feel their territory is threatened, and it is enough for one to step foot in Wight's territory for it to feel threatened, Wights transform into dangerous foes and even abandon their solitary ways to summon other monsters to their aid. They are actually vulnerable against different stuff, one of which is the same as the necrophage oil, but axi. Interessant. Okay. So, ooh, wait, we got one of these. I think I'm gonna go this one. This one makes the most sense to me. Yay, we developed a mutation! This is so exciting. Yeah. Wait, I think it's equipped. Activate. There we go. That's lame. Only one mutation can be active at any time. The strengthened synapses mutation improves automatically when you develop other mutations. As it does, it unlocks additional ability slots. Press escape to return. Improved by researching mutations. Okay, so we will be able to get more unlocked at the same time? Oh, wait. The strengthened synapses mutation improves automatically when you develop other mutations. As it does, it unlocks ability slots. So these. I don't know how I feel about that. I thought I could have one of each active at every time. That makes me sad. This really does look so different though. I don't know what it is. Obviously not so different, but like noticeably different. It's really nice.
The dressings, bandages.
What's that about?
Gaston?
The dressings, bandages. Where did I put them?
Forget it. Bandages won't do him any good.
What? Oh, but he breathed still a moment ago.
Mm-hmm. Breathed his last then. Bled to death. Legs broken. Femoral arteries ruptured. Wound like that, you're dead in minutes.
Gods.
What happened here exactly?
I was rolling through, fully loaded, when I heard screams. This one crawled towards the road, then drooped to the ground, lost consciousness. I jumped down to help him, dress his wounds. Then you appeared.
Pretty admirable stopping to help a stranger.
Truthfully, when I saw him, I considered it might be an ambush. The thought entered my mind, I near decided to crack the whip. But to abandon a man in need? It's simply not the decent thing to do.
Decent enough in many other places, believe me.
Are we sure he didn't
Before
run
you
him
go
over?
on, clean your hands thoroughly and burn your shirt. Might also want to rub some thyme on your body to be sure. Smell of blood might attract ghouls otherwise.
Who might you be, precisely?
Girl
A
to
witcher.
Rivia.
Oh. Do you expect some beast might have killed him?
See what we have here.
He's stuttering.
Legs broken.
Why are you scared?
The cause of death's the wound. Small but deep. Edges unfrayed. Either a thrust weapon or a thick claw. Maybe a wyvern's. Tough to say, and... breastplate's unusual. Dented. And it's got a patina.
What's
An
that?
antiquity, I believe. I deal in these things, so... what's puzzling is... why did he don it?
Not likely to learn that from him. Now to figure out where he came from. From that house, I'm assuming, but need to investigate. Got some work to do. So long.
Wait, I will come with you.
Why?
So be it. But stay close, keep it down, and don't touch a thing.
Follow the tracks.
Trail leads to the house on the hill.
Which stands silent as a grave.
Extreme cosplay. He was dressed up. Is that what that means?
Must have been here he broke his legs. Fell while climbing over the wall.
Oh yeah, the
Trying
blood.
to leave the property probably, after he didn't manage to open the gate. Gate's locked from the inside. Clearly been jostled though. Something tried to get out.
The very thought sends a cold wind down my back.
There we go. Oh.
Damn it.
Good gods!
What the hell's this? Setting for a banquet?
It seems so. What's your suspicion? Did none survive? Gods!
I don't know. I'm
Silver
looking.
tableware. Often engravings.
Noble Houses of Toussaint, volume. Can't remember what L is, but it's 57? No, I don't know. Sangreal, eternally Sanreal, literally royal blood. The legendary line which some trace back to the first lords of the lands, now lying in Toussaint and northern western Hackland. The first mentions of Wilhelm the Bold, the line's founder, comes from Elven manuscripts found during reconstruction of the Beaucaire Palace in 1095. Since this source, like all things Elven, is unreliable and should not be taken into consideration by historians, the existence of House Sangreal must be considered a mere fable. Salvarez, or Salvarez, D of the Regulus Platinum Crest. This line takes its name from Salva the Lame, who was made a count in the year 1189 by Duchess Corabetta for his service to the ducal throne. The D Salvarez line's crest depicts a Regulus Platinum, one of the so-called silver basilisks who exists and is highly suspect. Its classification as a species considered erroneous by most zoologists. Torricello of the Two Towers Crest, an ancient line whose founders most likely first settled the lands of present-day Toussaint around the year 984. They waged fierce wars against the elves until the 6th decade of the 11th century, when all of what is now Toussaint fell under human control.
Servant. Stabbed to death. Over a dozen blows with a sharp object. Some post-mortem.
I cannot believe this is the work of a man. It was a monster, to be sure.
Torso
I'm
punctured
not
with
sure.
great force. Blow pierced hardened steel. Man on the high road. Breastplate was identical.
That is a lot. I thought it would be, but I did just want to check.
Throats massacred. One mighty blow. Shield along sides old and dented. Sword ceremonial. And Shea handiwork clearly. Ceremonial bowls. For little sacrifices?
Of what? Please, do not say humans.
Ceremonial bowls. For little sacrifices?
Of what? Please, do not say humans.
Looks like that was just food in there. The Civil War in Toussaint. The year 781 marked the final end of Elven rule in Toussaint, the closing of an era that had lasted over 1,500 years. The elves abandoned their ivory cities and left for the mountains, taking with them all that they could and destroying everything else. Whatever they could not take and did not manage to demolish or burn, they cursed. The last Elven sovereign, Dettlaff, hundreds of years old, yet fair as her youth, was defeated. Weeping over the slain army of his forever young brothers and sisters, he agreed to pay homage to Ludovic, the first human king of Toussaint, who, though young, was as shrunken and ugly as the night after Salvine. Putting on no end of airs and graces, Ludovic boasted, "Look, the proud elf shall bow down before me and kiss my royal feet with humility." To degrade Dettlaff even further, Ludovic decided the homage should take place in the elf king's barely abandoned palace. The throne on which Ludovic now boldly lounged was still smoldering marks from the fire set by the elves, who had sought to burn the whole palace down as they left. So the proud elven king bowed down before the human king and offered him a sacrifice of bread and wine, as well as his sword and shield. Spewing out merciless mockery all the while, Ludovic received this homage, then immediately ordered his guards drag Dettlaff beyond the palace gates and throw him down the stairs as if he were a beggar. Witnesses claimed the proud elf remained calm throughout the whole event, but when left alone, Dettlaff wiped the blood off his face and vowed cruel revenge on the king, revenge that would come from stone as cold as the king's heart. Yet these ominous words bore no fruit, for in the year 782, before the homage was renewed, Dettlaff drew his last breath alongside his remaining soldiers when the Toussaintois decided to celebrate the anniversary of the surrender of the Elven sovereign with a pogrom of non-humans on the slopes of Mount Gorgon. Few survived. So, were they reenacting it?
Something catch fire, explode. Strong stench. Multiple wounds on the body. All puncture wounds, but hard to tell what caused them. Victim's human, but the attire's elven.
Are you certain? How did he come by it? We've so few non-humans in Tucson.
Was it his spirit? That's the only thing I can think of.
Fled, then dropped to the ground to douse the flames. Didn't manage. Burnt smells growing fainter. Might have been another luckier soul managed to flee. Doublet scorched. Wriggled out of it, tossed it, then ran on.
Is that guy? Ooh.
Perhaps there's no one inside after.
I know you're in there. Breathing's loud and clear. Open up. We mean you no harm.
They remain there?
What happened?
Listen, I'm a witcher. I'm here to help you. But if that's gonna happen, you gotta answer some questions first. You mentioned them. Who do you mean?
Those, I don't know what they were. Spirits. It all occurred of a sudden. We were staging a scene. The Dettlaf paid homage. There was a flash of light that blinded me completely. I heard cries, though saw nothing. Then felt my own robes were in flames. I broke and ran, threw off my doublet, leapt in here and it shut and locked the door behind me. They pounded on the door. I thought they would get through. I thought I was done for, but in the end, it grew calm.
Who are you exactly?
So yeah, I kind of
Durant Fosher
figured
Plamondon de
the
Savarin,
spirit.
Lord of these lands, and Chairman of the Society of Friends of the History of Tucson. We meet here annually to mark the anniversary of the Elfin Homage, but something like this, why, it's a first.
The guide is watching in the
So while
back.
reenacting a scene from the past, somehow, unintentionally, you summoned a specter, or a tube, maybe.
What? What now?
Best thing? You gotta do it again, of course.
Are you mad? Would you have this thing kill us?
No, don't want it to kill anyone. Precisely why I gotta do my job. Summon it again, whatever it is, and tend to it once and for all. Durand, think I can reenact the pledge? The giving of homage, alone?
It was a great, momentous event. The
Well, I
surrender
count
of
3
Tucson's
here.
last elfin king. You will need at least 3 individuals.
Damn it. Can't risk. Can't expose you to danger.
Master, if what you say is true, then I was the cause of this massacre. Unintentionally, yet nonetheless, I have a duty to assist you. A moral one.
Gods have us in their care. I shall help as well.
What
Let's
happens
get
if you
to
don't
work.
let him come along?
Start
Or
by
will
clearing the corpses.
he
Got
always
some time. Won't start the
come along?
reenactment before nightfall. Things of this sort are a lot more likely to work after dusk. One last thing, though. My pay. Don't work for free, you know.
Is he looking at him?
Understood. Just keep the danger at bay, and I shall be generous. Through and through.
Well, this will probably not be fun.
I will stand, or rather, sit in for King Ludovic upon the elfin throne, while you, Witcher, will play the Enche ruler. We must don the costumes. All must be just right.
Dettlaff, the elven king,
That's just the
hosted Ludovic
costume.
in his own palace upon his own throne, amidst the blinding glow of a plethora of torches.
Light all the lamps. Cool. Oh, ignite. Okay, fine. I'll just do it like that. There's nothing wrong with just wanting to ignite it all.
Dettlaff, laid at Ludovic's feet a loaf of binnen and elfen bread, thus granting humans rule over seat-yielding lands. Dettlaff filled the ornate ceremonial bowls with elven wine, Gwinoet, the sweetest blood of the land that had been torn from him.
I like how it's not a
Long last,
cutscene.
the Elfen King grasped his sword and shield, thus symbolically passing command of his armies to humans.
Draw it. Whoa, I don't know what one it is. That's really nice. The shield's not... How do I draw it? I don't even have the shield. Oh, wait. It says, oh my god. Ancient Elven Sword. Ancient Elven Shield. Would it be under quest items? Yeah, here. And then the shield. Guess it goes there?
Elfen King, erect in his pride, drew his blade and dropped to his knees, thus acknowledging his final defeat. Ludovic then spake.
I accept your allegiance and shall return in 1 year's time to...
Oh!
Ah! Look! Look! The statues!
Impossible! Gods!
How did they not
Mother!
notice that last time? Oh, wait, hold on. I would like my sword, please. Right, wait. Oh, it's her. Okay. Oh. Where's the other one? There wasn't even another one there. Oh my god. Jesus. Wait, why is that health regenning? Oh wait, there's two of them. Yikes. How the hell do I defeat them? Okay, so she died. God, that was intense.
The sculptures, they came alive. By what witchcraft?
Dunno. Specialize in killing monsters. Reviving them, not so much.
I may know what happened. The statues, you see, once stood in the palace of one Dettlaf. I've heard them a month past because perhaps I should start at the beginning. This Dettlaf was to pay tribute to humans, producing statues of this sort each year. Yet he did so but once, for he perished in the massacre of non-humans at the foot of Mount Gorgon in the year 782. It's fortunate he did too, as Dettlaf had planned Ludwig's downfall, for he sculpted not statues, but columns that masqueraded as such. Columns activated with words said in homage. Columns that would have turned the king and his bodyguards into so much colorful confetti.
Typical. Treachery embodied. Elves. Psheh.
You're no better. Elves were just defending their territory.
Oh my god, look at him.
You humans took it, but you still weren't sated. Had to cut the elves down, every last one.
You? What does that mean? You're a man as we are.
Yeah, in a way. Just ashamed to have to admit it sometimes.
Your
I'm
words,
a witcher.
They're wrong, Witcher. But I'll not let you leave empty-handed. Take this as your reward.
Farewell.
That was a fun little side quest. Let's just meditate quickly. Oh, I should go sell stuff too.
Come on.
I'm nearly... Ooh. Creepy. I'm nearly out of space. This is like... This looks like Foglet territory, low-key. No, they're Foglets, yeah!
Bar guests. Never a good omen.
Oh god, there's some money. Hunting polish.
Strange. Get a sense that the spoons are beating out some kind of rhythm. A message. Trying to tell me something.
Oh, that's what they mean by it was covered in spoons. Like, wind catches? That's a lot. Is there another way in? That is a really cool shot.
None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Sounds like a curse, all right. Somebody's clearly obsessed. Regis mentioned the place might be cursed. Can't be a coincidence. Need to look around.
Yay!
What a pigsty.
Oh
Need to
damn.
search it thoroughly. Find a way to collect some Wight saliva. Wight's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred. Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old.
It's a book. Oh, a diary.
Spoon's incredible. The craftsmanship. Must have graced a rich man's table.
For a few days now, I've been having dizzy spells. I've never experienced anything like this before. If it carries on, although I can't stand witchcraft and sorcery, I'll have to visit a herbalist. The dizziness has not gone away. Worst of all, it's been joined by pain, so strong that at times I cannot see. I've been to the herbalist. A repulsive old crone looked at me like she'd seen a monster. She gave me some curse mixture that I have to drink twice a day. It's not helping at all. Today, like every day, I looked in the mirror and I was lost for words. I usually check that I don't have any wrinkles or bags under my eyes, but today there are no wrinkles. But I'd rather that there were. I have hair growing. It's horrible. It's got to be because of those damned herbs. I went to the herbalist to smash her face in, but her chambers were empty. She must have known what would happen to me and legged it. My family is starting to suspect something, although I'm cutting the hair back, which is growing faster and faster. I've tried to put the idea out of my head, but I can't hold it back any longer. Maybe it wasn't the herbs I've left to this, but a curse placed upon me by an old beggar whom I had to chase off one time. I have to find out. I want to hire someone who can find the herbalist. I cannot think, and it is getting harder to write. Loneliness, no family. Eat, I want to eat, not a good spoon. Empty spoons, nothing. Nasty spoons, nothing. It eats, it hurts. Mirror lies, no. Ah.
Poor girl. Realized she was changing into a monster. Recorded it in her diary. Poignant.
I'm just stealing her spoons too.
Smashed mirror. As if someone couldn't stand to look at themselves. The monster. Journal's author, maybe? No spoon you have shall sate you. Whatever lives here treated that literally. Still searching for the right spoon. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one. The spoon key. Sophisticated crafting. Tag bears a description. Wight's a true collector. Wight's obsessed. A real collector. Thoroughbred.
This certifies the item up for auction, an antique spoon key forged at the Christopherson and Sons workshop in 1210, belongs to Smiggle Circus, owner of the Pheasantry.
None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror. Spoon. Pretty ordinary. Maybe a little old.
What happened?
None shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall sate you. Never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror.
A decaying letter. Dear Master Levasseur, I know you track outlaws for pay. I have an unusual assignment for you. No doubt you wonder why I've drawn you out here and why we cannot meet in person. You see, in my present situation, any kind of meeting is very risky. Not so much for me as for the person with whom I meet, for I am afflicted by a curse, or, as I hope and why I have turned to you, the side effects of medicine given to me some time ago by a herbalist. Soon after I visited the herbalist, she disappeared without a trace. I desperately wish to understand my illness, so I wish to hire you to find her. When you do, learn as much from her as you can about the medicine she gave me. If my suffering is a result of her wickedness, then make her provide an antidote. I assure you I have ample wealth and will reward you with no small part of it for your services. If it turns out my suffering is not the fault of the herbalist, please let her go. I will then have a different task for you, because this shall mean I'm afflicted by a terrible curse which only the gods can cure. I believe it was cast upon me by a certain beggar who came by the manor while I was hosting a soiree for a few friends. If you can find the vagrant, I will pay you double. Sadly, all I remember of him is that he sold mirrors. Master Mirror. I'm aware that this is not much aid for your hunt, yet I trust in your considerable talents and wish you the best of luck. Marlene de Trastamara.
Skeletons. Doubt they came here willingly. This have anything to do with the curse? None shall sit and dine with you at your table. It'd make sense. Woman's name scratched into this wooden spoon. Romantic. No claw or fang marks. Probably choked to death. Broken neck, indentation in the skull's lateral surface, smacked in the head with something heavy. Right arm bit right off, teeth all knocked out. Somebody tried to force feed him.
Okay, this is the downstairs.
Actually does seem like a Wight's lair. Bit atypical, but still. Goblin should be somewhere around here. Another spoon. Yep, just as normal as the last one.
I'm not gonna pick on the spoons that are
Wight's not particularly tidy.
yellow. Just because I think they'll have
Wight's
the
obsessed.
same
Real
dialogue.
collector. Thoroughbred. Table set. Wight, who lives here, is getting ready for some sort of feast. Wight that lives here, definitely afflicted by a curse, and it's been trying desperately to lift it. Spoon, pretty ordinary, maybe a little old. Cauldron's empty, unfortunately. Regis needs some brew. Afraid he won't get that. No choice but to hide and wait for the saliva glands and their bearer. Need a spot that'll let me observe the cauldron.
There is a downstairs though, but I will wait. That. I love how he just sleeps. Like, he can just sleep standing up, sitting down, kneeling. Oh my gosh, it's like, Resident Evil 1. I forgot her name, Tracy? The spoon. Oh, I'm so sorry. Please try not to cuss. I don't want to kill her. What are we doing? Why are we first person?
I'm not gonna hurt you. Wanna help? I've seen the words of the curse on the walls. Think I know how to lift it.
Is that even... Can she, like, be turned back, though? Oh! Did that not burn his hands?
You tried to bring folk here, convince them to sit at the table with you, right? Well, I'm gonna be your guest now. Your willing guest.
Garrett, please don't eat that. I can sit it. Yeah. Thank you.
Just need a bit for Regis.
Oh, we got it.
We'll tend to you.
Oh.
Need to get this right. Words of the curse were,
Okay.
none shall sit and dine with you at your table. No spoon you have shall say to you, never again shall you wish to spy your reflection in the mirror.
No spoon? I think we don't use the spoon.
We can't use spoons. No, that won't work. You've been looking for a spoon that would feed you, but there's no such spoon. We need to eat without spoons.
It's okay. It's okay. Is he actually gonna drink it? Oh.
Open your eyes. You need to see your likeness.
He should be okay because his Witcher. Whatever his was,
Think it worked. Just not quite like I expected. Need to see what happened to the Wight. Won't be hard to find given its stench.
where'd he go? my god. Oh my. There's a lot of y'all. That was intense. Okay.
Show me what you got.
Oh. Oh, look there. Marlene. Is she okay?
Shh, easy. Not gonna hurt you.
Eat. I must eat.
Oh.
I'll take you someplace safe.
Corvo, Bianco.
So I took her by the hand and led her here. Seemed the only sensible place for her.
You did the right thing, sir. She should recover quickly here. I'm deeply pleased, finally, to make your acquaintance, sir. Though I do regret the specific
Wait,
circumstances.
isn't this our home?
All the commotion, I fear I neglected to introduce myself. I'm Barnabas Basil Folty, and by order of the Duchess, I am to serve as your major domo at Corvo Bianco.
Nice to meet you, Barnabas Basil. Love to talk more, but got urgent matters to attend to. While I'm gone, please make sure she gets everything she needs.
Don't worry, sir, I shall see to everything. She is safe here and in good hands. She'll soon be back on her feet.
Might actually take a while. She hadn't eaten anything in over 100 years when I found her.
Horrid. Whatever brought this about?
It's all over. That's what matters. Let's now focus on taking care of Marlene.
Naturally. I
Marlene.
shall see to it.
Okay.
Asked about our guest earlier. Sorry, I was busy with my hunt.
I didn't,
Time to
I
answer.
didn't think that
When
would
one
happen.
gazes at that unfortunate creature, the question, whatever happened here, asks itself.
Her name's Marlene. She was once the very beautiful and proud heiress to the Trastamara estate. One evening, when she was holding a banquet for friends, a beggar came to her gate seeking alms. He had a bowl and a spoon with him. He sat outside her fence and waited.
I've heard of the custom. An ancient rite of hospitality that obliges one to give food and drink to such a guest lest he depart hungry. To neglect the custom is to bring great misfortune down upon oneself.
Marlene didn't care a whit for the old customs. She drove the man off, saying she'd rather feed the leftovers from her feast to her dogs than to give the beggar anything. The beggar then broke his spoon, cast a curse. She was beautiful, so he said she'd never wish to look at herself in the mirror again. Since she adored feasts, he swore no one would ever wish to sit and dine with her. And as she even refused him the crumbs from her table, he swore she'd never find a spoon in the world that would sate her hunger.
A harsh punishment. I imagine lifting the curse was hard
It
to
actually
see.
was.
Curses are tricky. They play on irony. Always gotta figure out what the catch is. Marlene had spent decades looking for a way to lift it. Transformed into a Wight, she stole spoons and lured folk into her home, trying each time to get them to dine with her. Didn't work.
So what did?
Someone had to sit down and share a meal with her, of their own free will. They had to eat without using spoons, and make her look at her reflection.
That's it? That was all it required?
Yeah.
Simplest solutions are sometimes the last that come to mind. Besides, when you're a Wight, it's pretty damn hard to find willing human company for a feast.
I imagine so. But, most importantly, it is now over. Please, don't worry. She will be in good hands here.
Vineyard comes across as a place with a rich history. Know who owned it before me?
Baron Rossel, who went bankrupt, forcing him to sell the estate to the Duchess. The Baron, in turn, had purchased it from Monsieur Bolius of the Headsman, a truly colorful man of Kedweni origin.
He was actually a headsman?
No, not him, but his great-grandfather. Indeed. Apparently, he was a common cut-purse who somehow secured for himself the post of ducal headsman in Beauclair. Went about his work with an exceptional penchant. They say he chopped off more heads than there are grapevines in the ducal vineyards. He never hesitated, not once. Never sliced unevenly, never botched a job. For his exemplary service, the Duke granted him a title and this estate. Monsieur Bolius, on the other hand, was an engineer in his younger years. Once retired, he settled here and took to producing wine. Sadly, misfortune struck and he lost his sense first of smell, then of taste. Additionally, he could not drink alcohol. His medic forbade it.
Shame that. He gave up making wine?
Not at all. He made even more of it. Began throwing wild balls to which he'd invite friends from far and wide in order to treat them to his wine and delight in the fact that at least someone could enjoy it. It's the sort of man he was, Monsieur Bolius.
Monsieur Bolius. Show me around the vineyard.
Mind giving me a little tour de Corvo, Bianco?
Not in the least. Follow me, please. I think it would be practical to begin on the hill. Behold, sir, your estate in all its splendor.
Pretty vast.
Indeed. And now, sir, allow me to show you a handful of interesting details. Follow me, please.
Been a major domo all your life?
Yes, I come from a long line of major domos. My father was a major domo, as was my grandfather before him, as was my great-aunt. In fact, she was the one to start the tradition.
Great-aunt?
A hard woman. It is said that already as a child, she knew where she was going, and went there. When she arrived in Beauclair, she signed on as a chambermaid at one of the vineyards, then slowly worked her way up to major domo. She dragged the rest of the family up the same path. Follow me, please. Follow me, please. The servants' quarters. I occupy the green home. With the Duchess's permission, I have hired a full staff. Their salaries to be paid from the ducal treasury.
Nice of her.
Not the most sightly part of the estate, I admit. But I think it's worthwhile for you as master of the domain to know where the help stays.
Interesting. It's all mine, I might as well take it. Oh, the cat. Hello. Don't hiss at me.
Baron Rossel ordered the vines in this part of the estate uprooted and olive groves planted in their place. They look beautiful, especially come spring.
Don't look at all bad now, either.
I hope we get to see it in spring.
Down below lies your vineyard, where we grow a strain of Carfanere, one of the world's oldest. Aged in oak barrels, it provides for an exquisite wine with distinct blackberry, wild cherry, plum, and cinnamon notes. Marvelous.
Have to try it one of these days.
It looks so pretty.
Nice well. Picturesque.
Yes, though it ran dry long ago. During the raucous feasts Master Bolius held, he would order it filled with wine. There's a tale about a guest attending a Bolius ball for the first time and thus unaware of the custom. He had suffered great heartbreak and had decided to end his life by jumping into the well. The festivities were coming to a close, and the well was nearly empty when the suicidal guest finally jumped. Instead of killing himself, he merely broke his legs. To numb the pain, he drank the wine.
Drank himself to death?
Not at all. When found the next day, he had concluded he'd witnessed twin miracles. The water had been changed into wine, and he had survived.
Oh.
He retired to a monastery in the Dragon Mountains and began preaching the wisdoms of Lebioda.
Interesting.
Monsieur Bolius' wife Nina kept a garden here. A supremely lovely place it was.
Bit neglected now.
I agree. Yet nothing stands in the way of restoring it to its former glory, and once again planting it with herbs and other vegetation.
Oh, wow.
Madame Nina planted diminutive, delicate flowers and herbs here. One might say their aroma still hangs in the air.
You're quite the romantic, Barnabas
Dunno,
Basil.
can't see it with my Witcher senses. Sorry, after you. I'm jealous of girl. Always dreamed of like living in a place like this. Unrealistic, I know, but why is there a cave?
This served as an additional wine cellar in years of plentiful harvests.
Bit of work and it'll make a fine stable for Roach.
Aww. Wait, can we do that? Can we upgrade it? That'd be pretty cool if we could.
The cellars, voila. During Monsieur Bolis's time, wine was kept here, but Baron Rossel used it to store olive oil as well. I took the liberty of cleaning up the mess, which
I made while fighting the Bruxa. Thanks, Barnabas Basil. Appreciate it.
Follow me, please.
Oh! We have a mini one. Okay, so
As you can
oh
see,
no,
the
the
facade
stash is in
how to put it,
the house, not
slightly
the cellar.
stained. But one cannot deny it, a certain subtle southern charm.
True, though it could use a bit of subtle paint.
And welcome inside. On the left is the master bedroom. On the right, the dining hall and kitchen. Upstairs, you shall find the guest room, currently used for storage.
Not a bad idea.
At the moment, the house is only minimally furnished. Yet I believe we will, together, devise some innovative arrangements. A few paintings, for instance, would breathe new life into the abode immediately. With that, sir, you've seen the full lay of the land. Corvo Bianco is a beautiful estate. Though one must admit, time has taken its toll. Forgive me for being forward, but if you were to choose to invest a small sum towards its beautification,
Yes,
consider
we
me at
can
your service.
upgrade it,
Think
yeah.
I'll take you up on that. Be sure to come and see you if I decide to do any remodeling. Mentioned the place could stand to be spruced up.
Oh, most decidedly, sir. The question is where you would like to begin this rejuvenation.
Got these spacious grounds. But maybe it's time to make them more...
Because I want the stable for
useful.
Roach.
Oh, yes, we certainly should. The way I see things, given your trade, sir, you would be wise to put in a grindstone and an armorer's table. A good way to start things off, don't you think?
I do. How much is it going to be, though?
My armor needs work from time to time. You know, oil this, reinforce that. Could use a decent work table where I could do all that.
Admiral Rompali once hired a specialist who made the finest armorer's tables this side of the Yaruga. I will contact him at once.
Good. Order me up a table like that.
Immediately, sir. I expect it will take at most 1 day to arrive.
Okay.
Will you be needing anything else, sir?
Grindstone.
My trade, my blades get dull pretty quick. Could use a grindstone, professional grade.
Of course. No one would consider that an unnecessary extravagance, I would wager.
Then send out for one, please. A high-quality stone to be set up in the yard.
Of course. I shall send a runner to town at once. I believe you shall be grinding to your heart's content by tomorrow. Will you be needing anything else, sir?
Let's see
Been
this.
thinking about the outer walls. Maybe a fresh coat of paint or some patching.
If I might dare to make a suggestion, why not start with a general renovation? I once oversaw such work at Admiral Rompeli's summer residence. The effects were simply breathtaking. Not only did the residence positively sparkle afterwards, but we also made room to display the Admiral's armor
This
and
is
weapons.
the first time he's
of
had
which
like a
he was a
proper
passionate
home.
collector.
It's in your hands then. Make the place shine.
I shall get to work immediately. Within a day's passing, I shall have sent for the crew which rebuffed the Admiral's residence. They are the finest specialists around. Highly skilled at what they do, it shall not take them too long, I wager. 2 days after they begin, your eyes will behold your residence in its refurbished, rejuvenated, beautified state. Is there anything else you require, sir?
So long.
That's all for now, BB. Thanks.
BB, like, what's his name? Death Stranding. Okay, so we are definitely going to be able to, like, decorate this a hell of a lot more. Place trophy. Ooh. Painting. We can hang the shield. This is our stash. What does it mean by trophy? Iris and Olgid. I'm guessing anything of these? Magic trinket from Yennefer. Let me see if I can store that. Let's also... Ooh, what sword should I display? We definitely have, like, rooms. Space. We can do Iris. I know that this weapon is good, but, oh, damn. Nothing can be here. Gosh darn it. I don't really want to put the painting of Iris and Olgid on there. I'm trying to think what... Oh, trophies. Like, what we get from... I see. From what we get from weapons. Fighting. Yes. Okay, we can hang 2. So I'll do that one and that one. Yeah! Oh my god, this is so cool. There she is. We can hang the elven shield there, why not? Armor stand! Okay. This is the guest room, but they're just using it as storage for now. Let's see what armor I should put on the stand there. Wait, but that's a trophy. I don't know. I got no clue. What was the first one? I think this was the one that Yennefer gave. Let's put this one on there. I really liked the way that this one looked as well. Where is it? Here. Oh, we can put trousers on too. Okay, I need the full fit. Use. Oh. Okay. There's another painting. I don't know what trophies we can hang there. It's really confusing me. It was the white tiger. Maybe, I think it might just be the trousers. Okay, I need the full set. Hold on. The gauntlets and I'm guessing the boots as well. There's one. There's white tiger. If I changed my armor, like to the cat one, I would. Yeah. I will probably end up moving this armor onto the stand because this one has been with me through a lot. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there for today. Next time we will go back to Regis. Well, we'll be able to see the new upgrades. We'll go back to Regis and start getting the decoction brewing. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed and hopefully I'll see you in the next part of The Witcher 3. Okay, bye.